as a member of this great association, we may feel the sense of respect without discrimination at the workplace. That's a very positive point. But what is our place in the society? Women are still living in an unequal world, in a male-dominated society, in a patriarchal society. It is high time we changed it. Everybody wants a change. Nobody wants discrimination. Everybody wants equality in its fullest sense, not only within the association, not only at the workplace, even at home, even in the society, we want to be treated equally. But you know what? It will not automatically happen. We cannot wait for a hero or heroine to change it. We have a role to play. Those who do not contribute for the betterment of the society at our level cannot complain about the existing conditions. Change must start from ourselves. Then collectively it will lead to a larger change in the society. Being a part of the union, participating in the activities and strengthening this association, it is a priority. At the same time, we must be aware that there are progressive organizations in other fields. As women, I appeal to you, as women, we must have a connection with the Janadhibatya Mahila Association in Kerala. We must have a closer role with that organization, helping ourselves and helping others. I make this appeal right at the outset. I want you to feel that whatever rights we have today did not drop from heaven. They were fought for. Many struggles were launched to get minimum rights which we possess today. Many sacrificed their lives for it. So it is our bounden duty to safeguard the existing rights and also fight for new ones so that the next generation can enjoy this. For this, we have to associate ourselves with progressive, forward-looking organizations in other fields also. Why women are being discriminated? Nowadays, women don't lag behind in anything. They work in all the fields. They are proving themselves either equal to men, sometimes far superior to men also. Women also get good marks, distinction. By merit they are being selected. They don't skip exams and interviews. They don't get recruited on recommendation. Same recruitment procedure is there for both men and women. In spite of that, women are looked down in the society. 24/7, we are considered only as women. But is it correct? No. Even here, we have gathered in the venue as women, number one, as well as officers in Kerala State Electricity Board, number two, and members of KSEBOA, number three. With three different roles, we have participated in today's convention. So being viewed only as women, being disciplined always as women, keeping us always in a very, very subordinate position, that cannot be absolutely accepted. As working women, we have a peculiar problem. We have to work in two places. One is at the office with salary. The other is at home without salary, without even a thanks. It is not my intention to demand wages for our household work. After all, we are doing it for our own family. But we must demand two things. One is recognition and acknowledgement. That recognition and acknowledgement are very, very important. It should not be taken for granted. By birth, she was a woman. So it is her bounden duty to to carry on all the household work, child rearing, everything is put on her head. That is not correct. So we must certainly demand from the society a kind of recognition and acknowledgement of what we do at home. The other is family members must come forward to share the household work. I'm asking a question here. If household work is considered below dignity, that is nanakkedu, why women alone should do it? Women too have dignity like any other human being. On the other hand, if household work is considered normal, why husbands are not doing it? After all, for doing household work, what do you need? You do not need a uterus. Uterus is only for carrying children. Only women have uterus. So child carrying can be done only by women. There we don't compete with men. 5 months I will carry in the uterus, 5 months you carry. That kind of equality we don't speak. But that can be done only by the women. But for doing household work, you do not need an uterus. You need only hands. Whoever has hands can certainly do the household work. In Puranam and Idihasam, Nalan was considered a king of cooking. Even today, in shops and hotels, we have tea masters, sarak masters, sweet masters, 5-star hotel chefs, cooking in large scale like marriage, everything, only men. What does it mean? If there is income generation, if that is commercial, then there is no bar for men. It becomes decent. It becomes a business. But household cooking is seen differently. It is seen as something which doesn't have any value. That is why it's pushed on to women. But is it really something which doesn't have value? If you employ helpers for all this, the market rate is quite high. That means what? The work as such is valuable. But when it is done by women at home, it is being taken for granted. That is why we say the household work done by women must be valued and recognized properly. It must be shared among all the family members at home, including the husband. Some husbands are a little bit progressed. They say, I help my wife in the household work. But that means what? It is the primary responsibility of women. Husband is only trying to help her in that work. So this helping business we should remove. We should only talk about sharing. So no helping, hereafter it must be only sharing of household work by all the family members. If women's burden is reduced to that extent, they can excel at the office. They can do the association work in a bit more prominent way. They can get involved in all the other public people related activity. They can develop themselves in many other fronts. Now, by pushing them onto household work all the time, you are taking away the opportunities for the women to excel in so many fields and also prevent them from developing further. So I would say that it's a crime to push all the household work onto the women, especially the working women. Sometimes, if a husband helps, others will tease him in the office. You know what? This person in his family, he is not a husband. He is actually the wife because he is doing all the household work. He is even washing the clothes of his wife. It's a huge crime. Everyone will laugh, everyone will tease, everyone will mock at him. Finally, this good person who is doing such a good work at home, he will say, people are teasing, I will not do it hereafter. So that becomes the logical conclusion. But have we ever thought, for centuries together, women have been washing clothes of the entire family. In that case, she becomes the good wife and good daughter-in-law. Nobody teases her. Why you are washing your husband's clothes? Anybody ask that question? Anybody laughs? No. That is the situation of the society. So when we talk about change, we should talk about change in the sharing of household work also. This is a double standard in the society against women. We should not allow that. The mindset of the people and society should be shaped based on equality and gender sensitivity. Similarly, dowry is another issue which is a reflection of patriarchy. In Tamil Nadu, we are seeing the rise in dowry-related deaths. Recently, a young girl called Ritanya from Tirupur, she committed suicide due to the harassment, dowry-related and other types of harassment in the husband's family. She is a very young girl. She left 9 voice notes in her phone for the father. When you listen to the audio pieces, they are extremely pathetic. Here I must state one thing. She was driven to suicide not only because of the harassment of the husband's family. Of course, they are the number one accused, no doubt about it. But she died also due to the situation that she cannot go back to her parents' family because it will be considered a disrespect to the family. People will talk, why that daughter who is married, she has come back to the parental home, what wrong she committed in the husband's family, whether she had any affair, that is why she was sent back. All this discussion will go on. So parents' family don't easily accept the daughters who are harassed in the husband's family and who want to come back. They don't easily accept. So what happens is, in such cases, for a woman, neither the parental home nor the marital home belong to her. While bringing up children, at least in this generation, we have to inculcate, educate the values of equality to prevent such things from happening. At the national level, sexual assault and rapes, they are also increasing every day. When we read newspapers or when we listen to the news in the TV channels, every day we get shocked. Because of this gang rapes, raping of young child, raping elderly women, and how cruelly it is being done, all those things give us a shudder when we read it and when we watch it. Women's space is increasingly becoming unsafe. Whether it is the street or bus, train, cab or home or workplace, it's always the victim who is being blamed. Society says her dress was inappropriate. Her behavior was not modest. She had a boyfriend. She was loitering in the street late at night. She was seen at a pub drinking, etc. But my question is, all these things are not illegal. It is not a crime. Even assuming that she dressed up inappropriately, what is that appropriate? It's very difficult to define. So within quotes, inappropriately, even if the girl dresses like that, is it a crime? Under which section of IPC? Whether police can take action, whether it is an offense, or having a boyfriend, whether it is criminal, loitering in the street at night, or sitting in a pub and drinking. Whether it is necessary or not, that's a different question. But my basic question is, are they illegal? Are they offenses? Are they crimes? Women who are doing it, are they criminals? No. Then who is the real criminal? The person who commits the offense of rape and sexual assault. He is the criminal. Law is very clear about it. But society's perception is different because it's a patriarchal society. Victim blaming has become the order of the day. So our fight for individual rights and dignity or for a violence-free life must be linked to the larger struggle against patriarchy and the ideology which perpetuates, justifies patriarchy. Without dealing with the source, it won't be useful to fight against the consequences alone. That must be borne in mind. It is dangerous even if an individual follows or practices patriarchy. But when the central government follows patriarchy and practices it, what happens? When the central government declares that Manusmriti is their ideology, when the central government says that Manusmriti is above the constitution, what happens? It is very, very dangerous, not only for the present generation, but also for the entire future generation. Manusmriti says that working people, that is Shudras, do not have any right, and simultaneously declares that women, irrespective of their caste, are considered as Shudras. That means women should not have any rights. That is what the Manusmriti teaches us. How can we accept this ideology when we are fighting for equality? Pushing Manusmriti and the ideology, anti-women ideology, is definitely a setback. For the struggles happened over tens of years, that becomes wasteful, that becomes cancelled. So how can we accept such an ideology, or how can we accept a government which follows this ideology? Many of us feel that politics is for political parties. We should get education, employment, good salary, good family life, children, their advancement. In the small circle, our ambition, life, everything gets over. So we don't really bother about politics or general political developments which are happening outside. But if it is for the political parties, all the political parties put together, even then it's a very, very small minority. How can we give the fate of the country and fate of our life to this minuscule minority? Politics and policies determine everything. Which party is in power, what policies they adopt, which ideology guides them is very, very important because it affects us in many ways.